Have you ever wondered what happened to all those laundry products your grandma used to swear by? You know, those tried and true items that seem to work like magic. Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to look at some of the laundry products that have quietly disappeared over the years. Let's see if you recognize any of these and find out why they vanished. Now, if you grew up around your grandmother or maybe even great-grandmother, you might remember a few of these iconic products. They were staples back in the day, items you'd find sitting on laundry room shelves everywhere. And yet somewhere along the way, they just faded away. Let's start with one of the most interesting and unusual, bluing. Bluing was a laundry essential, especially before modern detergents took over. But what exactly was it? Well, bluing was a solution made with a very fine blue dye, often ultramarine or Prussian blue, that helped keep white clothes looking bright. Now, this might sound strange, but adding a small amount of blue dye to whites made them appear whiter by canceling out any yellowish tinge. It was a bit of science meeting household wisdom. Pretty clever, right? Bluing was especially popular before bleach became a household staple. It didn't damage fabrics like bleach could. So many grandmothers preferred it. In fact, if you ever wondered how your grandma kept her linen so crisp and white, bluing was probably her secret weapon. But then, it disappeared. Why? Well, the rise of modern detergents made bluing less necessary. Detergents started including optical brighteners, chemicals that had the same whitening effect as bluing but were built right into the formula. Plus, with bleach becoming more mainstream, bluing was gradually phased out. Speaking of old-school laundry tricks, remember Fels Naphtha soap? Some of you might still find it hanging around in your local store, but it's nothing like it used to be. Fels Naphtha was this big, solid bar of soap that worked wonders on stains, especially grass and grease stains. Your grandma probably used it as a pre-treatment for all those stubborn marks on clothes. It's actually been around since the late 1800s and was a go-to for stain removal for generations. So why has it lost its shine? Over time, laundry routines evolved, and stain removers became more convenient. Liquid, spray-on, and just easier to use. The modern alternatives offer quick fixes, and let's face it, fewer and fewer people have the patience for scrubbing stains with a bar of soap these days. Plus, some of the ingredients in Fels Naphtha, like naphtha itself, were phased out due to health concerns leading to reformulations. The soap we see today isn't exactly the same as what your grandma used. Next up, let's talk about borax, a mineral-based laundry booster that many grandmothers used religiously. Borax was all about softening water and making your laundry detergent work better. If you lived in an area with hard water, borax was a must. It helped break down the minerals in hard water, allowing soap to dissolve properly and clean clothes more efficiently. And believe it or not, borax had many uses outside of laundry. Your grandma might have used it for cleaning floors, as a pest deterrent, or even to make homemade cleaning products. It was like the Swiss Army knife of household products. But like many of the others, borax started to fade when modern detergents began to include water softeners and enzymes in their formulas. Plus, concerns about borax's safety for children and pets made it less popular over time. Still, you can sometimes find borax on store shelves today, but it's definitely not the household name it once was. Now let's talk about one of the more curious laundry products of the past. Bluing starch. If you thought regular bluing was interesting, bluing starch takes it up a notch. Not only did it brighten whites, but it also gave clothes that crisp, freshly starched look that was so popular in the early 20th century. Clothes weren't just washed. They were starched, ironed, and pressed to perfection. Bluing starch was a staple for anyone who wanted to keep their white shirts and linens looking sharp and immaculate. But as you might guess, as people's lifestyles became more casual, the use of starch in everyday laundry dwindled. No one was ironing sheets or starching collars like they used to. And so, bluing starch gradually became a relic of a bygone era, replaced by the convenience of wrinkle-free fabrics and modern laundry aids. Lastly, let's not forget about Rinso. For those of you who've never heard of it, Rinso was one of the earliest mass-marketed laundry detergents, introduced in the early 1900s. For decades, it was a household staple, known for its bright packaging and catchy jingles. But Rinso, like many early detergents, couldn't keep up with the competition as new brands like Tide entered the market. Tide's innovation with synthetic detergents and enzymes offered superior cleaning power, and slowly but surely, Rinso faded into obscurity in the US. Now, the funny thing is, Rinso still exists in some parts of the world, but it's a far cry from the laundry room hero it once was. It's another case of a product that couldn't quite evolve with the times. So what do all these vanished laundry products have in common? Well, they were all once beloved staples that were eventually replaced by new technologies, changing household routines or simply evolving lifestyles. The products your grandma used were tailored for a different time, when people did laundry in a much more hands-on, time-consuming way. Today, everything is about convenience, efficiency, and multi-purpose solutions. Bluing, Fels Naphtha, borax, they're all remnants of a time when laundry was more of a ritual, and these products were tools of the trade. But for those of us who remember them, or at least remember hearing stories about them, they carry a certain charm, a reminder of simpler times and of the ingenuity that went into everyday tasks. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this nostalgic look at some forgotten laundry staples. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this. See you on the next one!